German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has wrapped up his tour of the Gulf region with a handful of new energy deals. Germany has been looking to establish new partnerships there to make up for the cuts in Russian oil and gas. But at home, some are concerned Germany is prioritising energy security over human rights.
Berlin's quest for new ways to reduce its energy dependence on Russia took Chancellor Olaf Scholz to the Persian Gulf. Leading a high-ranking business delegation, Scholz's last stop was Qatar, where he met the Emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Russia's attack on Ukraine has endangered energy security around the world. Here in Doha, I spoke with the Emir about liquid natural gas supply in the current energy crisis, and we plan to make more progress soon. Diplomatically, the trip was a tricky one, and he was under pressure to address human rights concerns in the region. Qatar will host the Football World Cup in November. Analysis from rights groups and journalists shows there have been thousands of migrant worker deaths since it won the right to host the tournament in 2010. Scholz said progress had been made. Qatar has adopted numerous improvements in workers' rights in recent years, in particular the abolition of the Kabbalah wage system and the introduction of a minimum wage. The legal situation of migrant workers has improved as a result. While in Saudi Arabia, he met the controversial Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, whom human rights groups suspect of involvement in the killing of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. But human rights took second place to energy security. Germany signed crucial liquid natural gas and diesel deals with United Arab Emirates. Scholz hailed significant progress in securing energy supplies. We've taken very far-reaching decisions that have helped to secure Germany's supply security to an extent that could not have been expected months ago. Now that autumn has just begun, we can say we should make it through the winter. Germany has been criticised for getting too dependent on Russian energy. Scholz believes the Gulf trip has planted the seeds to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Over to our DW correspondent here in Berlin, Matthew Moore. Matthew, how do you reckon the Chancellor is going there on his trip to the Gulf? Is he managing to find enough energy for Europe's biggest economy so that Germany can steer away from Russia?
Yeah, Ben, there was a host of deals and memorandums signed in the two-day trip, but the most notable of those was a deal with the United Arab Emirates to supply liquid natural gas to Germany. And the first shipment is expected to arrive by Christmas time this year, and that's 137,000 cubic metres. More deliveries are expected to follow next year. The exact amount is not yet known, at least not to us in the public. And the Chancellor Scholz basically said that he's really pleased with this. It should help Germany get through the winter, and he'll be hoping that it takes the edge off spiralling gas prices. And I think that that was the kind of the headline deal, but there were other deals in there as well. There was a deal to supply diesel to Germany, and all of which is basically the Germans will hope is a next step on this journey to get itself away from Russian gas, to wean itself off Russian gas and oil in total by mid-2024.
What do Germans think about this, though, switching from what some would call a fascist regime to some suppliers with a checkered human rights record?
Well, as we heard in Clifford's report, there's criticism, isn't there? German public opinion is often uneasy at the spectacle of its leaders doing business with regimes with, shall we say, guilty of human rights abuses or involved in conflicts like in Yemen. And, the trickiest meeting of the weekend was definitely for Scholz was the meeting with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia on Saturday, Mohammed bin Salman. And Olaf Scholz nodded to this criticism and said that, talks like these were not easy, but they were important, he said. And he also said that he raised the issue of human rights with Mohammed bin Salman, and that he would do that throughout his trip in Qatar and in the United Arab Emirates too. But on the other hand, there are those that argue this is the price Germany must pay in order to punish Russia.
Matthew Moore for us. Thank you very much.